Hello, everybody. Welcome and welcome back, and welcome here. And talking about the energies for it. Yeah, when a deal says this, it goes down, and it's not happy, and it's so on. But we're gonna have like 2 3 days challenges, and what are the challenges is gonna comes in for it as the moon. It's gonna go through this energies of Capricorn for it. There's gonna be a lot of challenges because first of all, that's gonna begin to challenging so many things as you're probably gonna wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and you're like, man, what is this? What is my intuition? It goes on in there. And that energy is gonna come because the moon is gonna be squaring Lilith, squaring Mars and Neptune. With those energies, usually that is a one of the intuition leading you within your shadow, and if you're acting on the base of the shadow and the pressures energies, nothing good is gonna come out. Since though that the moon is gonna be at Sag, at the end of Sag in there, she's gonna be a very beautiful energies with the trining energies with Chiron and Venus talking about instead of acting these actions of volcano, you to use your intuitions and use the love inside of it. So the moon is gonna be moving through this Capricorn's energies in the next 3 days. So pay attention to the next 3 days reports in there because there's gonna be a challenging times because currently the moon is gonna be squaring Mars and Pluto. Then she's going to be squaring the North Node Mercury. Then she's going to be squaring Chiron and Venus. Then she's going to be squaring the Sun. And after that, she's going to be squaring Uranus and Jupiter. So there is going to be a lot of this energies that it's going to comes in. At the same time, she's going to be trining some of them. And this is why this next few days we are gonna be looking at within us. Is that my intuition or is that my shadow? Because right now the moon is at Sag in the morning. You're gonna have some kind of like a communications. You're gonna have some situations in there. But as the typical Capricorn energies, guys, Capricorn, it is the work. That is the work environment. And if something doesn't work, what do? You go and begin to fix it. You begin to do it on the earth, on the ground, to get your hands dirty. Back in the days, that was a when um, the fruits that were not good. They needed to do something. They understood that it's not only you to put a water. You also have to irritate this. I don't know. Maybe I don't pronounce properly the term for it, but to introduce more air within the ground, you need to do something. Okay, irrigating, I believe, was the word um, for it, and that's how you're going to do. You need to get your hands dirty. You need to get down to it to see what is the real problem, what is the real things, what is that goes on. At the same time, this is the energy of the public servants. And some of the public servants, maybe they're going to have some issues. I see it for it within that kind of like a energy that it comes in. For it, some of the public servants is going to be like, what I have to serve in here. This could be a challenges with that because currently the sun it is squaring Pluto, and at 7 o'clock, which is I'm gonna give you the chart right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Um, here, I was talking about this the Moon, Mars, and Neptune conjunctions here with Lilith. Talking about the mean Lilith. The real Lilith is with the North Node, with the south node. So if you from the south, you're getting now those cleaning things. Oh, I had this in the past, but now it's done. I had that situations, but now it's done. But you also can have these visions from the past of what happened and so on. But talking about the moon that it's currently right in here, it's squaring and put those pressures in here. As I see it currently, the Sun and Venus, they are both squared by midheaven and Pluto up here in there. And this is what I'm warning you right now is that you have to see in there is that your intuition is talking to you or is your shadow? Or you're going to be using your intuition to satisfy your shadow. And since that energies of Mars is gonna come too strong, be careful with this. Don't be like this volcano that you just like, I'm gonna be coming and I'm gonna be tell them and I'm gonna be just and so on and so on. But you have to see in yourself is that is the right thing to do first, and are you using the love in there? And that is going to be these challenging times. Hi, Ann Williams. Glad to see you here. I appreciate that you come into the chart to the chat. If you have any questions, let me know, and we can see if you can be able to answer it for you. That also applies for everyone who's watching currently live up here into it. For those who was watching the video afterwards, please you can contact us at the website below, or you can make a comment down below. Also, there is a more contacts here. But this energy here, once it's moving into Capricorn, so I'm talking about tomorrow. Why would you want to come back and watch the tomorrow aspects up here? As you see, that energy is going to be here and squaring the North Node and Mercury. So what are you going to do today for it? It is about that energy of actions that you preparing yourself. Very important what you're going to tell yourself because tomorrow you have to face it. Okay, this is what I told you. Just be mindful. What is the internal actions that you're going to do? Because if they're coming from Lilith, they're going to be empowering your intuitions. It's going to create this mind game inside of yourself. And then that is all that energy is going to point out up here. And you're going to be blowing up the things up while you said the things, the new things that is going to come in because Pluto is empowering Mars. Hey, I give you transformations. Go transform. But you have to face the old. That's going to be at 7 o'clock in the morning. All right. 8 o'clock in the morning, that energy of the moon is going to be even nuts. We are going to have a challenges in about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock energies in there because that energy is going to comes in at the midheaven. You are going to be doing that inner work. And that's squaring right now, talking about Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sag. You're going to have some challenging times, especially if you have something at the end. As you pay attention right in here, the moon is at the end of Sag. Right here, the ascendant is pretty much at the end of 25 degrees. Lilith is pretty much at the end, 23 degrees up here. And we have Mars and Neptune at 28 degrees. What does that mean to you, though? The visions that are going to come to you. As you see it, the more of the energy is focused right here between ascendant and Lilith. But at the same time, the energy is focused more from the moon and Mars and Neptune. And those energies right here, they are connecting together. There's intense energies. Okay, but you also have an exit line, the love. You have a Venus that is here. If you have the love inside of you, you can apply that love inside of you as an energy. And it's like, I see those visions, but those visions doesn't have anything good. They don't have the proper energies. I see them coming from my shadow. They're coming from the shadows of the other people. Where is the love? What happened to the love? Did the love die? And when you see that energies in there through Venus, when it comes back up here, that energy is going to be leading you at 8 o'clock to do your inner work. And as you see it, the midheaven is empowering Chiron, it's empowering Venus again. That energy is going to take you to that growth. Heal these old patterns in there, heal those wars, heal that shadow, heals these things. And you do that in there for it. Pluto, that it's connecting to Mars and Neptune, it goes down to Jupiter and Uranus, and that energy is coming into the shadow. See that trine with Lilith, the mean Lilith, it's been for a while. And a lot of you feels like you're in the meat grinder. Oh, like pulling up my shadow, pulling up my shadow, pulling up my shadow. This is like you go into the sewage line and you have to clean it because it's clogged, and you continue digging it garbage that should not be put in there in the first place, right? But you're digging, and you don't know how much more you still have to dig because there is a piles of old paradigms inside of you. You think that only from a parents or grandparents, you have more all the way down to the beginning, all the way down into the Stone Age, when at the first time you got that intelligence inside of you. It's like, oh, maybe I should have not done this. Maybe I should have not acted like this. So for some of you, it's gonna be a different roads, different energies. But since the Lilith, it's actually connecting with the South Node, some of those energies they're gonna comes into you. It all depends of how far you can go back. All right, the next hour we are talking about, this is going to be at 9 o'clock energies up here for it. Thank you. I had a few questions that the best time to work. What is the best time to do work on a shadow work? The best times to do this shadow work is actually when the ascendant goes towards the min Lilith, whether the moon is in the ascendant or there. But also I'm curious of how to read my yacht. Sure, if you want later on connecting to me, give me your information so I can see what yacht you have, because your ad could be on connecting to a something that it's related to a something else in there, because the yacht by itself, you can read it. I had to study it because I have 5 of them in my chart talking about the yachts, and they are very particular energies. You can study them the one way, but if you're understanding the gravitational forces there are between the planets, because they're like a doors, you either enter or exit. But when you do the interpretations in there, you need to understand what are you doing with that energy. Specifically with the yacht, because that is involving the divine energies in there. You either going in or going out. And talking about like Matrix, you open one door, you're in one dimension. You open the door and you're in a totally different place, isn't there? You know what I'm talking about if you've been watching the movie. But it's a great question. So thank you. And the people need to understand this because the energy is not only going one way. And this is why what happens is when there is intense energies, Mars can have an influence back. That's the backfire towards the intuition. That is this energies that you feel little anger, you put it into a Mars, and Mars is like, oh, that's what I needed for. How about this? Have you paying attention when you have anger? How it builds up. That's how it's built up. When the moon and Mars, they usually at square or in opposition. Okay, that's what that is. because your emotions and the warriors inside of you, the one who wants to fight, usually the villain type archetype, gets kicked in. And guess what? You're getting into this. And some of you preparing for this fight, but some of you preparing for what? These transformations, not to fight. Because in fight, always somebody's get hurt, right? You don't want to hurt anymore. You don't want to drama. You don't want drama and so on. You want to become wise. All right. So talking about the next hour, I see it this. As you see it in your screen, there is this angel wings that is in there, and the moon trining Venus. This is gonna be the intuitions talking into love, powerful energies. Midheaven, it's currently is gonna be at Pisces, and it's gonna be passing over through the limitations. Are you gonna put the limits on your shadow not to control you, or the shadow is gonna put limits on you, you not to be controlling the shadow? Those is gonna be like internal fight energies in there, especially within the moon gets involved for it. You're gonna be, I need to do something. I don't know what I need to do, but I need to do something. You may feel like this pressure. Go talk to someone that you can express your internal self in there. This could be a the go-to person. I hope they understand you in there for it, so you can express what is going on because they can see something and they can help you. Okay, this is what the purpose of the moon is, and this is gonna be also affecting the work environment. But your work, your cardinal work that you do in this life, it is at Capricorn. That is your 10th house. That is the beginning of where the midheaven is. Okay, that's why in your personal chart is very important where that's standing at. All right. I mean, you see it, too much red. When it's every time when there's too much red, it's red. It is what it is. You have to accept it, but you need to understand if there is no red, you want to appreciate the blue. You want to appreciate the green. If you don't digging into the problems, you're never gonna be. Imagine you are the businessman, and all of a sudden you estimating delivery and productions to a company, and you do this production, and you're like, you know what, everything is so far is okay. The machines are running. You leave in the work at the previous day, and you go back this morning at work. This is 11 o'clock. And they told you, you know what, the machine was down all night. She doesn't produce parts. We won't be able to make this delivery. What are you going to do? You as a businessman, you're gonna be seeing it. Okay, what did I miss? I didn't grow something. I did something. I just have to see what this is. So now within your mind, it is like, God, what is this happening to me? And God says, well, go mature a little bit, grow up a little bit. First of all, why do we have only one machine? Because if that machine breaks down, you need to have another one. Whereas just you have a spare tire in your car, why you don't have a spare machine? See what you can do in there. And here, that transformations, it's coming. I'm gonna see it here. It's very interesting in a chart that it's giving you that green light. It says this is where you need to go. So you go to this Leo's energy, but what are you gonna do this Leo's energy? You're either gonna continue, it's like, okay, let's fix the old machine and so on, and whatever it have to be. But Pluto is squaring Venus, so there is no love. There's only orders. There's bosses and situations that you have. But when you look at it within yourself, if you're the boss in that case, and you are the guy who has to receive, how are you gonna be doing it? Are you gonna take those intense energies, or you're gonna find another road, another new way. And who is calling you for the new way? Pluto. So here it's coming into these energies. You're opposing these transformations, but here is that synchronization's energies with Mars. And Mars says, no problem. I got you. I'm giving you this wisdom deep within your subconscious. I'm giving you these visions. And here you're gonna be changed. Following the transformations there. And that's how you change. All right. Next hour, things are better. You find a solution, you find the resolutions from within you, whatever you are dealing within a personal level. Now, the midheaven, it's very close to Venus. That is it, the more power of the love. As you see at the red lines, calm down in there because you mature, you grow. There is something that you did within your subconscious. It doesn't matter what situations these are. You moved a little bit in there. And that energy is telling you, you know what, it was about time for me to do this. And you know that because that energy of the ascendant, it is connecting with what? With the North Node and Mercury. You've seen it that it was about time this happening to you. All right. Talking about the next hour, challenges. But through the challenges, you find the synchronizations. It's the same thing. If you're back into that businessman, you see this machine is not working. It caused the same problem and it's too old and so on. Now you see it that you have to go to the new route. You are the one in charge. You are the authority. And as the moon begins to trine the midheaven and the sun, they're coming in together. Now the intuition comes in and the sun begins to sextiling who? Saturn. You learn the lesson. You overcome your limitations. Your personality grows. But through what? To get your hands dirty. Okay? It's so easy to blame everybody else in the company as a businessman. It says this is not my fault. While all the workers at the company knows it's your fault because the machine is too old and you're asking too much because you want more money instead of investing the money. And that is going to be related to what? It's going to be related to Taurus energies. Mars is in Taurus. It's going to be not Mars, but the Sun is in Taurus together with the midheaven. But Mars is the one who authorized these actions. And those actions are going to be leading with the growth and Uranus, sudden changes. Bad things for good reasons. Because if it's not about things, you won't be able to grow. Now you see it that all those energies that it comes in, they're all related. They're all kind of helping you for one reason. You to evolve. Because the evolution said, you don't listen by the good way, I'll teach you by the bad way, but I have no mercy. Like it or not, it is what it is. For those who understand it, those who move, those who got the point, you heal your shadow, you clean up the pipe, you understand, you got the machines, you got your mindset. It's like calling the customer and says like, you know what, this is gonna take some time. But just because you're a customer and we have a great faith in there, I'm gonna be doing my best to do this current delivery to you. But in the future, to know, I buy the new machine, so that way this thing is not gonna happen anymore. I learned my lesson. What is your customer will say? Well, that's what I want to hear. You're gonna be a good supplier to me, right? And here, when you see it, right in here, Pluto is giving you that energy within the ascendant. Oh, you changed. Oh, you do it with love. Oh, the intuition is telling me everything is gonna be fine. Why? Because also your customer knew that you need to change that machine. You did not know. Everybody else though, but you did not know. Why? Because you hide it in the shadow. Because you had a secret agendas. And now those secret agendas are coming out, and guess what? You have to work them out. All right, talking about in the next hour, which is going to be at 3 o'clock energies. So it's kind of guy get it a little bit more uh, kind of like quiet before the storm. You feel this intensity, this pressures up here. The ascendant is in Virgo, it's opposing Saturn. You begin to feel this energies that what's happening with intuition, intuition is happening, and so on and so on. And then, people begin to talk and talk and talk. And now you see it that why did I have this duality within me? Why does I have this fight within myself? Midheaven is in Gemini, and you're like, this something is off, and I don't know what is it off. Well, the next hour, you know what it's off. You were warned this morning when I wake up that this is coming towards you. You knew that's coming towards you. And that is what the midheaven and Lilith did to you. The opposing Mars. And if I squeeze it just a little bit, the minutes, all that energy is gonna comes in primary red. Talking about 13, 15 minutes as you see it. So be mindful of that hour after 4 o'clock. Because after 4 o'clock, the day is gone and so on. If you're the owner, you're collecting everybody and then tell them, this was bad and so on. You try to make other people's fault, so you're not going to be faulty. But if you get these people coming together and you tell them, you know what, it's my shadow, I'm changing, we are going forward, we are going to be moving forward, we're going to getting into the right place, and here, that growth is coming. You see that synchronization's energies, guys? What road you gonna take? Where the synchronicity works or where all those challenges is working? It all depends of your character in there. And the character is gonna be also that shadow. You have that character to take your shadows out. You gotta get dirty. All right. We are talking about the next hour, which is going to be at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is the energy that it's going to come in. And now you go back and you're thinking about your family. Now you put the family situations within. Just don't take that working environment into a family. That is the worst thing you can do. Well, guilty on that, right? You're still carrying that negative energy from work. Okay, especially if you're a worker and your boss is messed up and now they put all the guilt and shame on you and you're afraid of you losing your job. Now you go back home all frustrated and agitated from everything that happened and you release that energies of all your family members there. What happens in there? Who can pick that up? Everyone in the family. Do they need that? No, they don't. You missing the lack of balance. And then that balance, when it goes out of balance, you're not able to see it. But if you went out with the synchronicity within yourself, is like the boss knew it, everybody knew it. I have nothing to do with that energy. I'm clean. And that authority right in here, because that inner work goes into the sun, to the authority. That goes to the divine energies at Libra. You're talking to your soul, you're at peace and balance. And guess what? You have these synchronizations here with Jupiter and Neptune. You have these synchronizations energies with Pluto, and you're taking off the kite for it. Hi, Lisa. Pretty much we are at 5 p.m., so you're missing everything pretty much for it. But stick around. You're gonna watch later on. But I'm glad that I'm seeing you here, Lisa. And talking about with this is how you learn the transformations. But you have to face the challenges. You have to face them. But as you see it, the synchronizations energies, they're going to tell you where to go. Question is are you going to listen? Put your intuition down below. Because right now she's down there, down at the bottom. All right, so now going into a 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you're in the family, and if you take these energies, put it into your family, everyone in the family is agitated. But if you follow this shadow work of energy, it's like, you know what? That's what it's happened. I should not put it in here. I should not getting into the family. It may affect the family, it may not. But we need to keep our love. We need to get these energies of love and get together as a family. Together as a family. If you're good, bad, ugly, that's what makes a family. Stick together and overcome the things together. We can find the right answers in there. Communication talks of husband and wife, mother father situations. Yes, it is. Here it's the moon that it's trining the sun, and she's trining Venus. You do that intuitions with love. Your midheaven there it's in Cancer, which is the family, the home environment. It's very good energies with Jupiter and Neptune and Uranus. The sudden changes that needs to be made. It leads to the growth. To you finally, you overcome your shadow. Um, uh, for it. Don't worry about that, Lisa. You're gonna rewatch it, so it's gonna go make sense for you. But it was a lot of wisdom as usually. All right, talking about 7 o'clock, this maturity that's coming into you, and we're talking about Capricorn, Leo's energies, divine energies that it's coming. Still, the ascendant at Libra is telling you, you know what? Look at your good actions. Look at it that you listened the right things. Look at you. You went with the synchronizations energies, and you got this divine scene and a balance within yourself. If you screw this all up, that energy of midheaven and Leo, you went against the authority within yourself. You don't listen. Your wife, you don't listen to these synchronizations energies in there, because if you listen to it, you're gonna get the divine love. But you didn't listen to it, then guess what? You went against this transformation process that you need to go through it, and there is no love within this. Only an authority. And then an act of authority when you force things. What was the outcome? As a boss, you can go and fire somebody, but can you fire yourself for your own mistakes? Or you just gonna go dig and fix yourself? Because if you did and you fix yourself, you're gonna have this balance inside of you, this inner peace. Because you have Jupiter and Uranus that supporting you. The growth within the universe that comes in because you did the right actions with the visions that you have. The visions of what? You see it, Pluto. You see that blue line of synchronizations? But that blue line, it's also connecting here. You took the kite earlier. And that's why the divine now is in balance within you. All right. Talking about the next hour. It's a Scorpio hour, right? You you have challenges with the authority. You have this continue problems in there. Midheaven is squaring Jupiter as normally about this hour. And out with that energies in there within the intensity, it's like, where is the exit deal? Where is the exit deal? Where is the exit deal? Oh, here. Here's your exit. The midheaven, it's pointing out to Mercury in the North Node. Did you mature? Did you grow as a person? Did you did the right things? Because that energy is about communications and talk. But who do you need to talk to first? The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. You. Right there. It's you. And when you take the things out of the shadow and you understand and finally listen to your energies, you listen at the work because things is broken. If you are that machine, things are broken. Why? What is leading to it? And then you see that this is broken because love and authority was missing in there. You push that much, you rush that much. Imagine you pushed yourself out to the limits that you have broken. But now you have to authorize things, to change things, not to happen again, not to have a broken life again. And that is the power of Capricorn. Look at in your chart where the Capricorn is. Because all the doctors, all the firefighters, all the policemen, the governments, they're there. Their job as a public servants is to prevent certain things not happening, especially a doctor. Thank you, Lisa. Love your comment. And for those that seen this doctor situations, those energies in there, and you didn't talk to yourself the right way, you finally get in it today. It was about time to do that work for you. It was about time to heal that. And as you see it right here in your chart, there is this beautiful trine between the sun, the moon, and the midheaven that is in Virgo. So if you are one of those three zodiac signs, you get that benefit. But if you have something in your chart within those three zodiac signs around those degrees, the fifth degree in there, you will see that energy of work, of growth, of maturity, of healing, of putting that logic within yourself, and that energy comes in to help you in your life. And talking about that 10 o'clock, that energy goes in directly into main Lilith, while the true Lilith is with the South Node in there. Who helped you? Jupiter, the growth, Zeus. What was the purpose about it? You to talk with the divine within yourself. You to find these divine energies that comes in and help you. You dig up within your shadow. For those who has not, they're still gonna have their own limitations, which is Saturn opposing Lilith and the inner work, which is midheaven right now, and Mars and Neptune. They're gonna be agitated, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go out there and conquer other people because I don't see myself overcoming this shadow. You know, some people are angry not because of anything. Some people are angry when you tell them the truth in their face. And then they either can fix their issues or they're gonna get mad at you for no reason of yours, just because you were the messenger. And we're talking about this is 11 o'clock energies. The midheaven isn't Libra in there with the ascendant towards the authority happened yesterday's energies. If you did the right things, the divine is giving you this balance, this inner peace, you know. When you did the proper work, how do you feel at the end of the day? When I put your head on a pillow, you know, guys, exactly what I'm talking about. And if you did that inner work and there, you understood, you navigated, you took moments in there of your time. Because when it's in the moment, if you are in these agitations, but you prefer not to do that agitations, you're basically killing the spark for the fire not to blow. And when that moment, okay, that you talk to yourself, you fix yourself, and you move this stuff out of the shadows that's in there, that was it the moment when you're feeling the love within yourself. And you're going to find that divine love because the sun and the moon, they're trining to each other. Okay? But still, the moon is not happy. But you can be happy. The situations are situations. You may have to deal it tomorrow. Some of you is going to dealing with these energies tomorrow. But at least for right now, if you did the right things, you'll be feeling good. If not, you're going to be going to bed agitated. And guess what? You're going to wake up agitated. You're going to be able to see that work if you have to get it done. Because if you don't finish today's work, tomorrow you have to finish the yesterday's work with the today's work. And this is how things beginning to be hiding under the rug. This is the things you're putting into your shadow. And this is what hunts you down in life. While you should take your shadow, fix the job that you need to do today for a better future tomorrow. But you have to do it when in the present. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys now have a questions, I can take a few. If not, we can share the love and the light. Lisa, I appreciate you and what you do for us. So thank you. Blessings. Time 4:44 in the time zone. And yeah, that's what it's gonna go. And I'm gonna give you a little heads up so you guys can just can walk within me. I'm talking about the moon is gonna be challenging your futures and Chiron. And later on, the moon, actually the next day, is going to be challenging your transformations. This can be a huge exam for someone, especially the people love. Because the moon, the Venus is going to be going in to Taurus, but at the same time, down here, Mars is going to go and enter Aries, beginning a new cycle for Aries. How are you going to enter that cycle? Are you going to choose that transformations that was given to you to maintain that balance in here? Or are you going to be choosing to be agitated about that channel and keep repeating the cycle within yourselves? All right, so there is no question, so I'm going to be giving you these gifts in there. Those who need it, you can take those gifts of love and apply it to your life. Oh, hi, baby. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. Be love. I'll see you tomorrow.